Welcome back, streamers. We are back with another Satisfactory Friday, and today we're coming back. We have collected quite a few fireworks, as you can see. Last time we were amassing a bunch, and I think today I'm probably going to try to do my massive fireworks display. Maybe I will try to get Mermaldad in on placing everything. We shall see. For now, since I have collected thousands of fireworks, I'm going to run back to the field. I'm wondering if I should build some sort of a, display deck as well. That seems like it would be nice, just as having something to watch all of this from. Not exactly sure where I want it. I think I'll have to identify first where I want to set up all of the fireworks, and then from there make from there we can obviously make a platform if we need to. Has anyone been in this cave? Oh, hello.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Welcome to the stream. How are you?
I'm good, except that I'm having the usual problem of sound management.
So. Oh, of course. Yeah, I've just adjusted you on my end so that on stream we're not, neither of us is super loud or super quiet. So hopefully I've got you at a good level here.
Yeah, let me I'm still trying to remember how to change my input device here.
Yeah, I know if you click the gear near the bottom and then
That's the funny
go
thing. I haven't.
to audio video. Oh, maybe it is different
I'm
on
on.
mobile. I'm sorry, what was that, Dad?
I am on mobile. Yes.
Okay. Hold on just a moment, and once I get to a better place, I might be able to just take a look at my mobile and see if I'm seeing anything obvious for how you change it on mobile. Okay, so okay. If you bottom right hand corner click on your like profile picture,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
scroll down in app settings to voice activity, and I think that's where you can toggle like your input and although it looks like it's more like what type
Yeah.
of input. I'm assuming you're wanting to change it to like a Bluetooth headset or something.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm gonna try.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure.
Okay. Let's see here. I don't know if you just completely stopped talking or if I have.
I did, just because I wasn't sure if I had anything productive to add at this point.
I was sure it would be under devices, but devices is talking about the actual.
Like what you're using Discord on, like
Exactly. Yeah. Are you
yeah,
on your mobile or your laptop?
right, a tablet, like yeah, what are you, what are you doing?
Your Raspberry Pi. I don't know if they make Discord for Raspberry Pi, but
Almost certainly not, but I would love that. That would be pretty cool. Your Samsung refrigerator.
your Ring doorbell.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, it has gotten a little bit ridiculous with like how many smart devices you can now get.
Well, yeah.
Like I can't help but like look at the refrigerators, for example, and just think, oh my god, like that just seems like something to break. Like I do not like that at all. Um,
Who wants to manage updates on a refrigerator?
right, yeah, exactly. I I read something, and who knows if it's actually true or if it was just one of these like internet meme things where people were just trying to, you know, get people to believe ridiculous stuff or whatever. But someone had a picture that, and it appeared to correspond in their picture with what they were saying, which was that their refrigerator would not give them ice because it had to update. and, and I was just like, that's so dumb. Like, these are the times when it's like doing the manual ice. I'm just like, well, I don't have that problem. I just need to update the water in the little manual ice tray. Like, first world problems, man.
Yeah.
Oh no, the convenience of ice. I also like when you hear about people doing really ridiculous things with their like all of their smart technology. There was one guy who is posting essentially something about like, yeah, I don't have home security system, so I made my own version because I have a lot of smart technology in my home. If I ever, tell, Google Home or whatever it was that they had, intruder alert, it would turn all of the lighting in the housing red, release both of his Roombas, and would start playing over the speakers "Welcome to the Jungle." And again, it's another one of these, like, okay, maybe it didn't happen, but also, like, just, I'm not sure I care whether it's real or not.
It may not be factually true, but there's definitely truth exists.
Yeah, something like that. I have to admit, Dad, that list that you sent me on Billboard, I am surprised that, I'm not that surprised that, like, Abbey Road was very high, like, super
Sure,
iconic.
yeah.
I am a little bit surprised that, things like Nevermind and Dark Side of the Moon were actually as low as they were, which they were still pretty high on the list. They're like, 6
Well,
and 7, but
here's the other thing. That was the second list I looked through.
sure.
The
And
first list did not include Dark Side.
well, well, that's
But,
ridiculous.
but the thing was, the person who wrote it did include one Pink Floyd album.
Okay.
They said something in the comments about the Pink Floyd album about not wanting to include Dark Side, kind of because it was so overdone, if you will.
But that's
Which I thought was kind of odd, for
isn't that kind of the point of the article, though, of like, these are the most iconic ones? Like, yeah,
that's what I thought.
right, most of them are going to be ones that you recognize. Like,
Mhm.
that's like being like, the most classic Christmas movies of all time. Sorry, we didn't include any Burls and Ive cartoons because everyone knows those. So it's like, well, I mean, why did I say Burls and Ives? It's Franken. What was it? What was the name of them?
I'm sorry, what's that?
The Christmas cartoons.
Rankin and Bass?
Rankin and Bass, those are the ones I'm thinking of. That would be like including like, here are some of the most classic Christmas cartoons of all time. Except we didn't put Rankin and Bass in here because I mean those ones are pretty obvious. Well, yeah, but I'm looking forward to you seeing what I'm working on.
Yeah. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna drop off the chat, come right back in because I changed the setting in my outside of Discord, and I'm thinking it might change it.
Okay.
So we'll see here.
All right. We'll see if you like blow up my eardrums when you come back or something, and I have to adjust it.
Okay, test, test, test.
Welcome back. Welcome back. I think you are
I
maybe
hear you
slightly
in my ears
louder,
now.
so I might have to turn you down just a little bit.
That's make the adjustment
Yup.
because I'm where I want to be now.
Yeah, no, you are fine to just stay where you're at. I will adjust my end accordingly. Say hi again.
Hello, hello, test to test.
Oh, now you seem quieter. Say hello again.
Pi r square.
Okay. Okay, I think we're probably about a good spot here. All right.
So, first question.
Yes.
Have you seen me? Because I've been, even when I was IRL, no, not IRL, AFK.
Uh-huh.
I was
Yeah,
something.
same thing.
I was that too. I was IRL. I was not on.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, this is terrible.
IRL Satisfactory. Dad literally like flew to a different planet, started exploiting its resources.
I was LOL.
I was LOL. I went full Rafflecopter.
And I was double Rutsy encoded too. Or okay. So anyway, do you know where I am as a character right now?
I'm scanning the horizons, and who is that green character? That's Mermaldad. So you are a little bit kind of north of the main factory, it looks like. I don't know how like far off you are though. Actually, we can hit the map and look. Dad is you're probably off in the purple forest.
Well,
Not quite that far?
oh no, nowhere near that far.
Oh,
If
you know what?
if
Okay,
you have
that's
a moment,
the
come
that's
see
the
me.
arch. You're at the main factory. Never mind. At least if my map reading is not terrible. Or that's the
If you're
transfer
not
station.
too occupied, come visit me.
I don't know. Do you see where I am?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're kind of not at the go-karts, not at the power station, not at the arch,
Yeah.
but you're close to all of them.
Yeah. I'm working on a special project, which what I might have to do is take a break to come see what you're doing, since you seem eager to show. And then maybe we'll have to reverse, and you can come see what I'm working on.
Mine is really quick.
Oh,
It's basically
okay.
just a site gag.
All right. Whoops. Let me close that. I am going to change to my coffee mug so I don't accidentally undo my work. That would be terrible. Okay, I am running back to the factory. Oh.
So I was just curious because I've tried various things in terms of being somewhere and then going offline, or not even offline, just AFK. And for example, you will not stay on Norman's back, because eventually he will disappear out from under you. But for some reason, you can hang in the air forever, pretty much.
Oh, by the way, did you see one of the things that we got as part of Fixmas?
Is it this? Because I hadn't seen this before, but
It was something from
this is the Advent calendar. I did see this before.
It was
I'm sorry.
something from the Advent calendar. Just take a look at me.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah. Pew pew pew.
Pew. And is that something that's...
Ow.
No, not that.
There you go.
There we go. I forgot the controls. It's been so long since I've done one of those. My apologies. Okay.
We need to get you a cup of coffee for when you don't want to do anything. I know you don't like coffee, but you can just pretend it's hot chocolate or something. Alright. We are actually gonna go kind of off into the field.
Yeah.
I don't know where you are, but...
I'm right
I see
behind
ya.
you,
I
sort of.
see you above and behind, yeah.
Yeah. And now, I am very quickly no longer...
Little lack of electricity out
there we
here.
go.
Okay, let's see here. Where was I? Oh, I see it. I see it coming into view.
I see something very posty. Power poles. Yes, no? No. What are these? Oh, come on, cat. Don't... Oh, these are rockets. These are bottle rockets, but very big bottle rockets.
These are fireworks. I went off.
It's daytime still.
Yes. Oh no, we will set them off at night. But
Good.
I want to set off an insane number of them at once.
That sounds like a noble pursuit.
Last week, yeah, the plan is during the nighttime to still burn our retinas out just by a single shot of rockets. Last week, no one was really on, so I went out into the middle of nowhere, secretly made a factory that only produces fireworks, and now I have upwards of 2,147 rockets still in my inventory, not including all the ones you see here. So... So now it's time to play the fun old game of, let's game it out. Is there a limit?
That sounds good. Okay. So how do you feel about where you're at this point? Are you done and just waiting for dusk, or are you too much is never enough and I need more?
I mean, realistically, we could do like a tester one, but I kind of want to go for, how many can we actually do? Now...
So then the next question for that is, you said you have a factory somewhere.
Yes.
So how much inventory do you have on your person, and how far is
I pretty
the
much
factory?
took everything from it, and I have 2, 3, 4, about over 5,000 fireworks total on me. I'm certainly... Do you have a Noblisk detonator? Because essentially, that's what you use to set them up.
I think I might.
Or I can just kind of continue to chip away, and then we just go until we feel we have enough, and then we Beyblade let it rip. Oh, the other fun thing was that I didn't know this until just the other night, but they also. Oh. Well, that was the wrong button. That's pretty amazing, though.
Oh. Whoops.
I mean, realistically, I still
It
have,
would be
like...
better at night, but it's pretty darn good here.
But, boy, that was just a sample of all the ones I have. Well, I guess now I have a nice open field to show you one of the things that they made for the holidays as well. Instead of
I see you
Nobelisk.
have a snowball. You have a snowbalisk, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They do damage as well, so...
Okay. I have, by the way, speaking of Nobelisk, I did eventually kind of experiment with it on my own. Let me take a look here. Do I... Interestingly enough, I don't think I have a Nobelisk detonator, even though I have some Nobelisk in my inventory. That's a little bit of an oversight. Let's see here. Is this... Yeah, okay. I'm going to do something else, by the way. I am going to DM you something on Discord.
Oh, okay. I will take a look at that.
I think you will find it's a memory, and it has inspired me for something that I want to do. And I was thinking of just going off and doing it on my own sometime, but maybe we could do it together sometime.
Okay.
Say it out loud.
I'll definitely have to take a look at that. Uh-oh. Here, let me switch to firework. Also, the ones that I set off, they were all the same type of firework. So I'm kind
Okay.
of hoping to get a lot more.
Branch out into other types.
Yeah, there are 3 types, and that 6,000 number that I gave you was a mixture of all 3 types. So,
So here's my next question for you. You said that you went out in the middle of nowhere. So
Not com-
how far nowhere did you go?
Not completely in the middle of nowhere, but let's see here. I wonder if I can show it on the map.
I'm not sure if there's a way you can show me your map. I can look at my map,
Right.
of course.
Do you see kind of northeast of where we have factory carts moving at the
At the
skate
go
park?
kart.
Yeah.
And then I see there's a
Northeast,
battery
there's-
annex.
Northeast of that, do you see there's a land bridge that goes over like sort of a large ramp?
I think so. It's just a kind of a white streak across the brown.
Yeah.
It's
I don't-
going kind of north south.
Yeah, it's north-south is the land bridge, and
Right.
the kind of ramp that goes to a lower elevation is going kind of
the
more
darker.
like southwest and northeast.
Yeah. So it's kind of, is it on that?
Maybe like just a little bit to the east slightly of the land bridge, but it's on that like downslope.
Okay.
So it's not
Okay.
super far away. I didn't want to make it totally inaccessible, but I wanted to make it so that if someone logged in and was doing stuff, that they didn't... Couple of things here. One, that they didn't see until, you
Cover it
know.
and spoil the surprise.
Yeah, they didn't spoil the surprise, and also just so that people didn't go, oh, we're producing fireworks. Cool, I want to play around with these, and they took a
Yeah.
bunch.
Right.
Which ultimately I don't mind sharing in the end, but I did have a project in mind that I
Yeah.
kind of wanted to do before
Yeah.
before I just, give them to everyone. So, um,
That's fair. Okay. Well, just because number one, I don't have any right now to distribute, but more importantly, because I just kind of like to see what a fireworks factory, what you've got, what it looks like, etc.
I could
Maybe I will
certainly
make a
take you.
run. Yeah, I was thinking maybe I'd make a run and see if I can find it and go bring some back.
Yeah.
Of course, you're going to make it easy by actually showing me where it is, but which feels like cheating, but okay.
I mean, if you want, I could just follow you. And I'll just give you a hint when you if you're having enough trouble finding it.
Yeah, I'll see. What I will probably do
I'll just sip this coffee and
is
mind my business.
is run like a banshee for a little bit, then stop and consult the map and go, oh, I'm like going way over. Okay, so actually this is good though. It looks like I'm going to kind of go into the gorge, sort of. Yeah, I'm going to try that. That may or may not. May or may not be the best way to go there, but I bet it will get me there.
I will say it's not that impressive in the sense that I didn't enclose the factory.
Okay. Yeah.
But, it certainly probably could be enclosed if we
Yeah.
if we really wanted to.
I do see a land bridge here. And I see a place here that looks like it could be ramp-like, which looks familiar. I think I've been on here before. It's possible I have, what's the word, jumped the gun here in terms of this may not connect to the ramp that we want, but this is lovely here. Okay, let's go up and around then. Because the alternative is to go down again, which may be what we have to do. The further I go along here, the more it looks like that may be what I need to do. Okay. Bow to the inevitable. Oh. Now there's something. There are some trees. That very subtle. Good way to hide it.
Yeah.
I
Just
can't imagine there's anything behind here.
normal forest, nothing to see. That wasn't even intentionally I'm hiding it by doing this. It was just I'll just line everything up sort of a thing.
Okay. So I see 74 sparklies here. Okay, if I start grabbing
Oh,
things
yeah.
just to take
Anything that's in there at this point, you can grab. I do want you to watch when it makes one of these and it goes into this industrial container, what it looks like, because it's ridiculous looking. If you thought they looked big, like, when I stuck them in the ground, like, you should see them go from the assembler to the storage container. It looks ridiculous.
three different storage containers, 3 different types.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm trying to think here. Was this the area I was exploring once because I had a theory and I've now kind of abandoned that theory. But the theory was that
They're so big. That's stupid. I don't know if you saw them. You flew right through one.
um, no, I think I missed it.
Yeah, just watch these three machines uh, until one of them spits out a rocket.
Oh, there we go. Oh, that is.
They're
Well, I love the fact it doesn't even, at
yeah,
least from my
yeah,
point of view, it's
yeah.
not even riding on the conveyor.
Exactly. Yeah, no, it's really glitchy and hilarious. And other people on the Reddit apparently have pointed this out, like, what the heck? But you know, it's just
Yeah.
funny.
So, I gotta ask the other question. How obscure or whatever are the formulas for producing these things?
Not very. So, most of these are like, let's see here. This one is making tree branches, and this one's making candy canes. And then you have an assembler that's taking tree branches and candy canes and making rockets. This one is tree branches and bows. This one is tree branches and snow. So it's pretty simple components from the holiday stuff. It's not super complicated. We just need the recipe.
Yeah. Okay, I could suggest one thing we could do. Mm-hmm. Just to help speed up our setup, maybe. And that would be to build a conveyor line. Put I don't know why I want to call it a joiner rather than a splitter, but and basically output these 3 containers to a conveyor and send the conveyor back over to the display area and then destroy the conveyor when we're done.
We could. I mean, to be fair, I don't know if I'm even gonna be able to place all 6,000 of these, so that I already have, you know. So
Okay? Yeah, there is that, yeah.
I'm probably not too crazy worried about it. You know, if I get to the bottom of those 6,000, I probably don't mind having to run back another time to grab more. But we
That's fair.
absolutely could, and I don't have a problem with us doing that, 1, or 2, eventually just running it back to the factory and maybe putting it into one of the annexes if people just want them for, you know, whatever
You do
purposes.
realize,
Yes.
of course,
And we can also
that
move all
after
the
you're-
components as well. The factory doesn't even need to stay there. It was more just
Yeah.
a way to keep the surprise for now.
right. You do realize, of course, with your little mishap in the field a few minutes ago, that you only have about 5,900 left now.
Oh, no. The ones that I was counting for that 6,000 did not include
Okay.
the ones that were already on the field.
Okay.
So I actually had more than 6,000 at some point. And realistically, I think I still have more than 6,000. I think it's probably less than 6,500, so.
Okay. Well, I think I'm going to follow the power back. Just because I love flying.
Yeah, those are very nice.
This one was placed too far apart.
These
As was this one.
are quite slow to place.
Yeah, I have. I usually place power lines when I'm going cross country with them.
Oh,
I
I
usually
meant the
place them.
fireworks, but
Oh, the fireworks. Oh,
yeah.
okay. Yeah. When I place power lines, I
Hmm.
usually place them using just the uh, connection, the power connection, uh, whatever you call it. And the reason I do that is because you don't have to go through the process of place a um, oh, what do you call it? Place a light pole and then place. Oh, there's a fireworks. There's fireworks sitting here, right near the meadow.
Yeah, I haven't been able to delete that one. I placed it, and now I didn't place it in the sense of like how you place it to fire it. I just
Okay.
like took it out of my inventory and dropped it down because I was still figuring out how to use them.
Yeah.
And now I can't get rid of it. Like I can't deconstruct it. I can't do anything.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I should probably figure out where I am relative to where we were before because I've kind of forgotten, but let me get over a little bit here. So there's the arch. There's the skate park. And there's the yellow timer. That would have been the easier way to do this, wouldn't it? Oh, that's a shame. Okay.
How many of these do you think it takes to crash a server?
That's a good question. Okay. So do you need to
Sending
put
a
the
message to
fireworks in your
Dylan
hands?
tonight. So you need a Noblest detonator.
Place them?
Yes, to place them.
Okay. Well, then I guess I need to. And let's see here. What I need to do? I need to go over to the factory. So I will see you in a few. Go ahead and carry on.
Okay.
By the way, I did something on another project, and but it's not one of those things that I want to say out loud on the stream. So I'm just going to hold my tongue for now.
I'm
But
assuming
remind me.
simply because you're trying to make it a surprise, essentially.
Yeah, but not a surprise from you because you were involved in this project.
Yeah. Well, one thing I could always do if it would be helpful is we could
Check to see
mute
if anybody.
the
Yeah.
stream really quick and
Okay.
hold on just a moment. All right, secret meeting over. Stay tuned next week for. We'll have to see when we get a little bit more into that project, but glad that there's some progress going. I like that a couple of these fireworks are just rotating in place, at least in my view. Yeah, and I don't know why. It's not all of them, it's just like 2 of them. I don't know what I did, but...
Okay, so I guess I'm gonna have to.
I know you need an object scanner.
Object scanner,
what else
steel beam, cable. Okay, so I'm gonna have to make or find an object scanner. Do we have any of those?
I don't know if we have any of those yet, but I think I had to make one recently, and I don't remember it being that difficult.
Just taking a quick look, just because, hey, why reinvent the wheel?
Right, yeah, just in case.
Okay,
Yeah, to
nope,
be
I'm
fair,
not
it's
seeing it.
reinforced iron plate, copper wire, and screws. So, not a super complicated one, at least.
Okay. Object scanner. I have the ability to make 10 of them. Let's go for it. And then I'll run out of screws.
Yeah.
And then I'll go get some more screws, just to have screws on hand, because it's
Right.
always nice to have screws on hand.
And Home Depot to get some screws.
Maybe tomorrow, dear. Maybe tomorrow. Your mom's jonesing for a trip to Home Depot.
Funny you should say that. Joe and I are gonna go to Home Depot tomorrow. I have been, as part of my new cooking adventure, saving some food scraps that can be regrown. So I'm gonna pot some. I've also saved some seeds from certain things from the grocery store that I've heard can be regrown from their seeds, like the bell peppers, which we use a decent amount of. And the rest of the food scraps, like the vegetable food scraps, are going towards compost, which won't really be helpful for the potted stuff that I'm going to be doing right now, but will hopefully be useful when we get to the point of planting stuff in the yard, so...
Okay, let's see here. Nobilis detonator. I thought the detonator had to be made also in the workshop. Am I wrong about that?
I
Oh,
thought
there it
so
is.
too.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yep, I found it.
I was like, does it
And
really
I'm gonna use
not?
up all my-
Like, it's incredible.
Okay, that's a little disappointing here. Maybe I'll go get some more cable and make just a few more. Okay. And then I'm gonna go put the object scanners that I have left over into a box in the Etsy shop.
Etsy shop?
Yeah.
Is that
Right
what you're
near the
calling
front door. The front door to the main factory, like kind of near the resource library, but there are a set of totes of
Oh,
storage
yeah, I
lockers.
think I did see that someone had named that the Etsy shop.
It just says Etsy handcrafted items. So it's
Yeah.
whenever you make a whole bunch of stuff uh, on the in the workshop,
Right, just like by
and
hand crafted. Yeah.
so like for example,
I could
yeah,
be wrong. That does feel like a very Ethan thing to do.
to
To call it the Etsy shop.
yeah, no, that was
That was
that was
yours?
my
Okay.
doing, but okay. Oh, I thought I was done. Okay. All right. One other thing you may have noticed in the resource library, I put um, a new container,
Oh, okay.
and I put it actually above the other containers, and the purpose of this container was to why did I do it? Oh, the purpose of this container was just to have a container there in the resource library for when you end up with too much stuff and realize you want to get rid of some junk. And I haven't yet connected it up, but it's going to basically be
Oh yeah, I
just
saw
a place you can deposit stuff
the
for,
awesome sink
sending.
junk container. I
Yeah,
did see the sign for that one. I was like, oh look, someone's making
yeah,
a nice little, recycling bin, if you will.
yeah. Oh, that looks great from up here. I'm hovering over the skate park just because that was the kind of the quickest way for me to get over here. And yeah. Okay. So I want to grab my Nobilis detonator and put it in my hands, I imagine.
Uh-huh.
And I want to switch to it. And then
Uh-huh.
how do I change my ammo, so to speak?
So, some places say that you can hit G to switch which ammo you have. However, that did not work for me. I found that another way to do it is if you hold R, you get a radial dial, and you should have a few options.
There we go.
Yeah. And then you hit R to reload, and this is very important, left click to throw it. If you right click, you detonate whatever it is. So
Yeah.
so left
Okay,
click
so
only
when I
while we're
hit
setting
R, when I hit R and then point to the thing that I want to load with, and then release the R, I expect the little image
Yeah, it was kind of glitching for me a little bit as
change,
well.
not.
You
Okay, so
do
I
you
am
already
going
have something
to...
in your hand, like a Nobelisk or a?
Well, yeah, apparently it's saying that it's still going to load a Nobelisk.
I wonder if you're gonna
And
have to throw that one somewhere, and then before you
yeah,
reload, you
I have.
just
I was gonna
change.
say I haven't actually. Wasn't loaded with anything I didn't that I knew
Okay, if
of.
it's not in your hand yet, then
Yeah, if I left click, nothing happens. So
okay,
I'm gonna hit R and see what happens. Oh,
sure.
okay, it changed. It changed now, so now it
Yeah,
does.
that's kind of the thing I was having as well. So okay, good to know. It did do it correctly. It just yeah wasn't displaying the right way. And unfortunately, I don't know if anyone else is going to be around to watch this beautiful sight with us tonight, but at least we'll have video proof of it. Maybe I'll edit that one down into like a little.
Oh no!
What'd you do?
I hit R for just a little bit too long.
Do you have like a snowball or something? Oh.
Nope, I've got a Nobelisk.
Okay,
So there's
well,
now a Nobelisk over on the edge of the
it's
field here.
it's part of the fireworks show now.
It is.
Yeah. I'm really glad that Norman can't take damage, because I feel like this is pretty in his path. Oh my god, can you imagine riding Norman through the fireworks show?
You are intriguing me, my friend.
uh...
Get my hands free here so I can do this better. Okay. Okay, and now I've got to stop again. Okay. That is not for kiddies. Unfortunately, we had a number of things to do today, which is okay in itself, but
Sure.
I did not get home with dinner until just minutes before the start of stream time. And so I ended up kind of eating my dinner as we talked. And now I have to put things away because otherwise a certain cat is going to get the cheese.
Yeah. What did you guys have tonight?
We ended up going to Barbarino's. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
I
It's
feel like I've heard of it.
a pizza and Italian place.
Okay.
It's a little bit more upscale than your typical pizza shop.
Yeah.
You know, they do have seating and a fair number of entrees that are, that are more than pizza. But on the other hand, I think they do a lot of pizza business too.
Is that
They have
the
a
place?
separate door for carry out.
Is that the place like right around the corner? Like just a little, I'll say just a little bit west of you guys and south?
Yeah. Basically, if you go south on Lindbergh,
To
where
Sprague?
it dead ends at Sprague, it's right there.
Okay. It's the place I was thinking of. I just wanted to, I wasn't sure if you were comfortable with the street names, even though I don't think anyone's likely to find you just from that, but,
That is in Columbia Station, Ohio, everybody.
That's right. So close to your house. So close.
When you get to Barbarino's,
Yeah.
just do a spin, look around 360 until you see the sign that says to Mermeldad's house,
That's right.
and then follow that.
And if you're really lost, here's his phone number.
I don't know why that reminds me of the old Monty Python gag about where they had some person from whom they got a quote, and so they said something like commentary from a man who we will call Kent, although his real name is Robert Gordon, who lives at 6067. And even went so far as to give his telephone number. So
I said something the other day, and I hesitated after starting to say, "Do you want?" And immediately, Joe goes, "Do you want?" And I just start laughing. I'm like, I am so glad that I have someone else in my life that is where your brain goes as soon as someone says,
Yep.
"Do you want?" Do you want?
I just got one of the spinny sparklies.
Oh, yeah. It's very bizarre, and I can't figure out any rhyme or reason for it, but occasionally you'll just get a spinny one.
Yep. I think it's probably either random or every, 50th that you do or something like that. And it wouldn't be 50. I don't think I placed 50 yet, but I think I started in the upper 70s. And I now have, well, I don't know, I think I've done more than that. Maybe I don't remember how many I had. These take a little bit too long to reload.
Yeah, they do.
Someone needs
How else am I supposed to find out if there is a limit to how many you can place?
Oh.
Satisfactory. Specifically, coffee stain. Come on now. This is the kind of gaming that I need. Ah, yes. Welcome back to tedious.
Now.
Welcome back to tedious manual labor.
Tedious gaming with.
No, specifically tedious manual labor simulator. Today we're doing more tedious manual labor.
Yeah, that's like there are certain games that
Oh
are
my god.
advertised on on mobile, and I think you'll recognize what I'm talking about when I start to describe it. There are ones where you're given I'll call them quests, although it seems a little bit overwrought to say that, but to do things like, fix this broken window.
Oh, yeah.
Put down and I don't know, for me, at least, that just doesn't do it.
Homescapes, like, all those sort of, games. They're
Yeah, you're there.
Yeah, exactly. I will say, I both kind of hate the marketing for a decent number of these games, but I also don't really mind the games themselves that much, which is a lot of the idle games. It just depends on what it is, but a lot of the ones where it's like the game kind of continues to play for you while you're not playing, and usually there's some limit, so it's not like you can just log in 2 months later and you've beat the game just because it keeps going. But some of the advertisement on some of those though is not great.
Well, another one I've noticed is the games that basically are about they're like kind of Mortal Kombat, if you will.
Okay.
But it's basically just you look at the number above your character, and then you look at the number of your opponent, and if your number is bigger, then you will win.
Yeah.
And can you figure it out? And I'm kind of like, yeah, I could probably figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't think that's an exercise I really feel I need to try.
My favorite also are ones that advertise this as like essentially something healthy for you. Like,
oh, the brain games sort of thing.
Yeah, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm sure there are a decent number of games, again, as long as they are, making you think and exercise your brain, probably have at least some benefit. But a lot of them feel like they tend to overstate, like how much they are going to improve your memory or, keep your brain young, sort of a thing. It very much feels like the diet pills of brain activity. Like, it's like, that's not how that works. Like,
that's not how any of this works.
That's right. Yeah, like,
I don't know.
I don't care what the ad says. The people writing this are the Dr. Oz of brain games, so not good for sound medical advice. Like,
yeah, well, I've also, I have noticed that what are the games? There are some. Oh, I've just seen random games that say things like, uh, you know, if you can solve this game,
You have
then
a genius
your I
IQ. Yeah.
yeah, then your IQ is 180,
That's
and
not how
it's
that
like,
works.
no, that's not how that
Yeah.
works.
Yeah, exactly. Also, who the hell cares? What is this, Mensa? Like, calm down. Yeah, I have to admit, the older I've gotten as an adult, the more, I guess, kind of cringeworthy to some degree the idea of Mensa has become to me. Um,
Yeah, I mean,
just
I have
in
to
the
admit,
sense of, like,
I've never
Mensa.
been involved with Mensa enough to know what it is they do week to week and so forth.
Sure, sure.
Um, you know, do they, raise money for charity? Do they,
Try to solve
they,
world
yeah,
problems for the
yeah,
greater good of
exactly.
humanity? Or is it,
Yeah.
like the Freemasons and it's a
Or is it
boys'
just,
club and they
hey,
have a
look how smart I
potluck?
am?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, it's one of those things where, like, for all means, like, if you're using it for some sort of good, that's great. But also, there clearly is some level of, like, pretentiousness with this whole thing that it's just kind of like, who cares? like, we get it. You are very smart. um,
Yeah.
and that's great and all. And I do hope that they do, some good things with it, charity work or trying to solve problems that'll be beneficial to a lot of people. Um,
But yeah,
but
a lot of
yeah,
the things I've heard about it does kind of sound sort of like very, very much trying hard to be smart.
yeah, yeah. Um, it does kind of feel like yeah, essentially it's still got that kind of, like, what I remember when I was a kid and I heard about Mensa, it sounded really cool. Um, because why wouldn't it? And then as I became more of an adult, it was kind of like, oh, I don't know if I would even want to fit in with a bunch of people who basically want to kind of brag, essentially, just by their membership, if you will, that they are, I am so very smart. And I couldn't help but feel like it definitely is appealing to a very specific type of person, as far as I can tell. And I mean,
But
there's
the funny
nothing
thing
inherently
is,
wrong with that, I guess. In the same way it's like, I mentioned the Freemasons before. It's like, Freemasons is a glorified boys' club, and if you're into that kind of shit, like, knock yourself out, have fun. Like, I think it sounds kind of dumb,
well,
but, like, go for it. Like, if it makes you happy, I'm not judging.
and and one of the ones that I think is in some ways worse, in that regard,
Uh-huh.
is the Knights of Columbus. And the reason why I say worse is, not because, I'm not trying to be anti-Catholic or anything like that, but the reason why the Knights of Columbus exists, as I understand it, is that uh, the Masonic oaths that you need to take to be, a member of the Freemasons,
Uh-huh.
were considered, contrary to the Christian teaching of, essentially, worship only me, or follow only me.
Okay.
And
So
And so,
Essentially, some people have taken this to mean essentially like a form of idolatry.
yeah, yeah. And so the Knights of Columbus is basically designed to be a club similar to the Freemasons, but without. Oops, that's an obelisk.
Once again, you get
Let's.
added to the you get added to the fireworks
That's the
show.
one over there. There it goes. Okay. Um. So here's my other question.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I ran out of those. Okay, that's why. Um. So I'm guessing that when we want to fire these off,
Uh-huh.
that if you hit your left mouse button,
Right mouse.
that I'm sorry, right mouse button, you're right. If you hit your right mouse button, then, and I'm going to say this although it's not true, then half of the fireworks will go off, but the other half will just sit there.
Well, my
That's my
plan is
theory,
for
at
us to
least.
go 3, 2, 1, essentially, and we
Right.
both click and make that happen.
Although we might want to stage it just a little bit, just to see what happens, kind of thing.
That's fair.
Is there any way to tell the different types of? Oh, I guess there's a colored light on these things. Okay.
So, what you're telling me is that Knights of Columbus basically was the Catholic Church making their own United Methodist men's group. Like, that's.
No, what I'm saying is that it's not just United Methodist Men or something like that, but specifically, I think it was designed to be the Freemasons, but not the Freemasons.
Yeah.
Because, and
It's not
which,
Dungeons
you
and
know,
Dragons, it's a tabletop role playing game based on dice roll, okay?
it's set in a medieval environment.
That's right. This is Harming Quest.
That's right. Mungeons and Magons.
That's right.
But so if you want to say that the Freemasons sound a little bit silly, then what I would say is that the Knights of Columbus sound a little bit silly and a little bit derivative. But,
I was gonna say, oh boy, do I have a
again-
group for you to laugh at. Yeah.
again, you do you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. At the end of the day, it's like, I don't know, I think golf sounds stupid as well, but I mean, if you enjoy golf, like, good
A
on
lot
you.
of people love it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
For me, I don't like golf unless it's putt-putt or disc golf. Like, but if
And
you
meanwhile-
like that, I mean, that's at least some exercise, getting out in the sunshine. Like,
Yeah. Meanwhile,
Good
a lot of
social
people
time
look
for
at
people.
me funny when I tell them that I go out and
find
look for
Tupperware in the woods.
in the woods.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Of all the people to criticize for weird hobbies, we're probably not up there. I have a Facebook group just to share pictures of mushrooms with people. Like, maybe I should calm down a little. Oh my god, this is looking insane.
Yeah, well, that's also kind of like, I don't know if you've ever had anybody say something, when you talk about an activity and somebody says something along the lines of, "Oh, it sounds like somebody has a little too much time on their hands," and my reaction to
Jealous
that
much?
well, my reaction to that is like, just try and tell me that you don't sit down and watch TV for hours at a time, or
absolutely.
especially
I will
who are
not
obsessed with
mention
sports.
what clinic this was at, what this person's name was, what their role was, anything like that. But it was someone that I worked with at one point at a vet clinic. This individual was a little bit older generation than me. And there was another person who is, say, probably still a little bit older than me, but closer to my age, who also liked to video game. And occasionally me and her would mention, like, what kind of games we're starting, or something interesting we saw related to gaming. Just whatever. We didn't even like a lot of the same games, but, it was just nice to have another friend who liked playing games, and we could talk about these things with. And this third person, who I will not mention, not involved in the conversation at all, just happened to be in the same room, and basically said to the two of us, "I can't believe that people do that, like, waste so much time on video games. Like, what a waste of time." And trying to be the professional that I like to think of myself as, I didn't really say anything to it. I just kind of shrugged my shoulders at her, sort of a thing. Because, one, it wasn't worth any sort of a, maybe not argument, but, it wasn't worth trying to explain or change their mind or anything like that. What was that?
Can you dump me some works? I'm out.
You know what I'm going to do?
Yeah.
Because last time I dumped some works, as you're saying, they couldn't be picked up again. I'm going to put a box right here. And I'm going to put them in the box. That way they don't just get stuck. So let's see here. I'll put a stack of fancy. I'll put a stack of sparkly. And we'll put a stack of sweet.
Okay.
Do you want a little bit more than that?
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna join the club, and I am going to contribute my stack.
I'm just gonna go ahead and put.
And this is for another reason, which I think you already know.
Yeah, I understand. I'm also gonna get rid of my snowballs for the moment, just so I don't do the same thing. I am going to put the other ones in here. That way, if either of us run out, we can come grab some more and keep working.
Yeah. So here's my question: What's our goal here? Are we going to try to get all 6,000 placed? No matter how long it takes.
We just see what comes first, that we get so bored to tears placing these dumb things, and or getting close to the end of wanting to game this evening on Satisfactory, that we just decide to stop there, or until we've placed all of them, and at that point we can decide, do we go grab more and put down some more, or do we just wait for nighttime and enjoy the show. So that's kind of what my thought was, at least.
Okay. Anyways, I'm okay, if we want to, get this set up and get as far as we want to tonight, but not really push ourselves too far on it. And
keep going and see if we really can crash the server at some point. Dylan, help. So anyways, with this person, I do remember that there was another time when I overheard this same coworker that was essentially saying, I can't believe that people would waste their time on video games and stuff like that. Came in and was talking to some of the other people, some of the other co-workers, about, oh my gosh, did you see The Masked Singer the other night? Which I don't know how familiar you are with.
I understand the concept. I've never seen the show, but
yeah, I've never seen an episode, and frankly, I don't particularly care to. It just doesn't sound like something that really appeals to me. But it's kind of one of these, like, I get it. Everyone likes their own TV, and sometimes you even like TV that is kind of garbage, but it just it just tickles your fancy, and that's a thing.
That's weird. I just placed probably about six of them in a row that all spun.
Yeah,
I don't know what I was doing.
I feel like I'm getting more of them, and it doesn't seem to be how close in proximity, I don't think, but
no.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like I'm getting more than I was before, though. But yeah, anyways, I wanted so very badly to essentially say, I can't understand why people would waste their time watching something like that. But, I didn't know if this person, one, would even remember that they said something about that, and two, how petty, exactly. It's just kind of one of those,
it would have felt good in the moment, but no.
Yeah, but it's just kind of one of these, like, I don't need to say that. Like, I can be the bigger person and just accept that person is gonna be weird and salty about my hobbies, and then have their own strange hobbies and find nothing wrong with it, and neither of us are wrong for liking what we like, so
yeah, there are very few people I know of in the world who don't have something that they do just to basically waste some time and blow off some steam.
Yeah, and realistically, if it blows off some steam and allows you some time to relax and just kind of it doesn't have to constantly be productive. You are allowed to take a break and rest and recharge yourself. So even if there is absolutely no, like, educational value or anything like that to what you're doing, it's like, it's okay. Not everything has to be.
Yeah.
The other thing that I thought was a little bit funny about this was, this person did know that I also did a lot of this for charity, which seemed extra kind of odd, I guess, that they would make a comment about playing video games knowing that I actually do stuff with it. Now, sure, I also just game for fun, and I understand if you see that as a waste of time, but, I mean, I can't help but feel like, surely at least the times that I'm doing a lot of the stuff for charity, like, can't be, like, a total waste, right?
You would hope.
Yeah. That being said, I do, I don't try to overstate, the idea that playing video games is somehow, beneficial necessarily to me or to the charity that I'm fundraising for. And some of that comes from, Eric, when he was still around, was constantly trying to convince people in his life that the fact that he liked to play video games was good for him. He'd come up with all sorts of things like, well, it's good for hand-eye coordination, and it's like things that weren't necessarily wrong, but were also kind of things that were like, okay, but to like what practical use, I guess. it
Well,
it very much
you know,
felt like he was feeling like he needed to make an excuse to play a whole lot of video games. And I have to admit, both Joe and I were kind of like, we get it. You like playing games. You don't have to justify it. Like, it's actually kind of silly that you're trying to, like, go so far out of your way to make an argument of like, no, 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 this is good for me. It's like, you're a grown man. You can do what you want. You don't have to prove it to me. Like,
if I'm, ever, marooned on a distant planet,
yeah.
at least I'll know what to do to be able to send some good back to Earth so that, society can still benefit.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. You'll know how to harness the power of
I think I'll
manta ray
manufacture
transportation.
fireworks.
Yeah, you'll manufacture fireworks.
Just send the hose. Yeah. Oh, what was that?
Wow, that's a lot of fireworks. Wow.
I get some. Uh, I want to get some power over here.
So you can fly over it.
Yeah, so I can be hovering over it when we fire it off. Not directly over it necessarily, although, but again.
I'm just trying to
Maybe.
decide how much you could actually see if you were directly over it. Just like, everything is white. That is all. You see nothing.
So, I have been working a lot over the last year and a half with a program which is designed for displaying data that's coming from a fairly high-speed source, or at least potentially a high-speed source. And the thing is that it's designed to be used for a lot of different, a lot of different specific situations, where you might need to kind of customize things to what you're doing. And so, while there's, a lot of things that are kind of, if you will, standard, there's a lot of things that you're kind of customizing, and so they don't really assume exactly how you're going to be using their tools.
Sure.
And so I asked some questions about this because I was running into some problems and was trying to figure out if the problem was like a program limitation. And so one of the questions I asked was, are there like a fixed limit to the number of, these things that you can put on your, on your output? And they said, no, we do not limit the number of things, because it's really mostly just dependent upon the system that you're working on, what it could
What it can
potentially
handle.
handle.
Yeah.
And so we don't want to be the bottleneck, but the danger of that is that it is quite possible to build something, and then when you get it onto the machine that's actually going to run it,
Right.
to find out, oh, it can't really handle
Uh-oh.
that.
Speaking
And
of
indeed,
which, I can't tell for sure, but I feel like my frame rate is suffering a little bit more now with the amount of spinning things.
yeah, okay. I need to, yeah, I need power over here. I just, I feel the need to have a look here.
Oh, yeah. No, it's worth it.
I've only got 373 left of the 500 whatevers that I started planting. So,
Yeah, I've got 311 currently. And I had a stack of each kind myself, so about 200 down. And, 1,300 to go.
yeah. Nope, that's not the right two. Let's go in here. There we go. That two. And we're going to run that. Yeah, I have to admit that, you get used to doing something a certain way. Oh. Okay. You get used to doing something a certain way, and you kind of think of that as that's the way that it's done.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, for example, I have set up shortcuts to for different things that I want to want to do in the game. Different things I want to build, and so one of them that I use a lot is using the number 2 to do a power line extension.
Mm-hmm.
I was starting to say something about power lines extensions, and I almost said, oh, a number 2.
Yeah.
And then I realized that
I-
would have made
I-
no sense to anybody else.
Yeah, no, it totally makes sense to me. It's your hotbar key, but yeah. Sounds like something you should probably do in private, but
Probably. Okay. There we go.
yeah, I definitely think frame rate is starting to.
Well, that's a good sign.
Yeah, that's how you know that you're getting somewhere.
You're doing it right.
Yeah. When playing is there a limit, that just means that, you're really good at your job. Oh yeah. I'm like running around now. The frame rate is horrendous over here. How far away do I have to go before the frame rate recovers?
found when I was over by the go-kart track that I wasn't having any problem, but it definitely is going a little bit slower when I place a power pole.
Okay, I have to
Oh
get
yeah.
way out here. Wow. Okay. That's bad. Oh my god. we may eventually just be limited by like how many can we like reasonably put in here and still like see stuff.
Oh yeah. I'm liking it.
Yeah, it's bad.
And you know what the funny thing is?
Hmm.
I think the more we build, the closer together we're putting them.
Which probably
So like
does not help with the
where
frame
it
rate.
has, yeah, and it probably doesn't matter that much in terms of the overall effect,
Oh yeah.
um,
I mean,
because
I
it's gonna
didn't.
be a massive either way.
Yeah, I'm not
But
making this to be a pretty fireworks display. I'm making this to be an obnoxious fireworks display.
an abomination.
Yeah, pretty much an assault on the senses. Um, um,
But yeah, you're right. There's a lot of them spinning.
yeah.
All right. Okay, RD is gonna be our shut off the queue first.
When you run through them, it makes the like little jingling noise as you like walk into them essentially. I highly recommend trying just running through them. It's obnoxious.
The only problem with this is that again, I don't have sound on this particular system.
Oh, okay. That might be one
So-
you just need to see in the playback. I'm sure I will cut together
Yeah.
a short little video of this. All right, this one's for Dad. We're gonna run through so he can hear it on the replay. Oh, that's ridiculous. Okay. I'm also wondering if I should build a viewing platform.
I think I'm gonna go free floating.
That's fair. Alright, I'm under 200 of this type now. You know, maybe if this one goes well, I could see one where maybe we try to get the whole group involved. Just anytime you have time, hop on and you know,
I think
chip away at it sort of a thing, and we do it over the course of a week or two, and then all hop on and, and detonate together sort of a thing.
you know what I think would be really neat to do would be to do one, and I have to admit I don't know, I don't even know, how. I mean, with the Nobelisk thing, can you go to the other side of the map and detonate an obelisk that you left, on? But
I have to admit, I don't know. That would be an interesting thing, like, if one of us went all the way out to Texas, planted something, someone stays there by the planted object, the person
we go back
essentially
to the-
goes back to the factory while one person stays to observe and tries to detonate, yeah, from that distance.
because I could see doing one, just trying to do one that's deliberately spread out as much as possible.
So that essentially the whole
And-
map is lit up, like,
More or less, yeah. And
Yeah.
then, maybe climb up onto the what do you call the thing above the factory?
the train.
The yeah, I wasn't even thinking of the train. I was thinking of the ladder and the hypertube and the tower.
Okay. Although what
Get
what
really far up there and maybe even hang glide onto it, down as you
yeah,
you,
get a parachute.
detonate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Can you imagine, though, taking a train ride while the entire world is just a fireworks show?
I think the biggest problem with that is that the train might not be the best viewing platform unless the train is well elevated.
Sure. And depending where in the map, some places it's much better elevation than others.
And I think part of it too might be fun to do things, not necessarily as just a lone firework, in some kind of a grid pattern or something like that, but rather just kind of like these little trails of
Yeah.
fireworks wandering around the map.
I will say that thinking about the train did remind me of something. There's that, like,
Yeah.
desert area that is just kind of like dunes for as far as the eye can see. That would be a
Yeah,
great
although I
place
was-
to do something like this.
Yeah. Did you ever look, by the way, at the thing I posted on DM?
I did not, only because the audio will play through to stream and stuff like that. So,
I thought you might recognize it from the title, but
let's see here. Oh, interesting. I don't think I've
where
ever
I'm going
seen
with
that,
this-
but
You haven't?
I mean, here's the thing.
Oh.
I've heard the song by the original, but I don't think I have seen the Sesame Street version. You gotta remember, I'm the younger generation where my version of that was, it's hip to be a square. And he's playing with all the other shapes on the playground that are very cool, like triangles and circles, but it's hip to be a square. So, I mean, I know the original artist and the original song, but I've never seen this version. So I'm gonna have to watch this after his stream. I'm very intrigued.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's just one that I think would be really fun to replicate in this world and wouldn't take a terribly long time to do. Um, and it would be the kind of thing where I would place it and I would not tell anybody about it. And I would just wait until somebody says, "All right, who put?"
And then you could read our mind.
Oh, and I would probably also copy the link, just like I did into Discord, and put that on a sign within the complex, so that if anybody didn't get the reference, then they would see the link and go, whoa, 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 what's that?
Yeah.
And I want an autoloader.
Yeah,
I am
right?
tired of hitting R. And I'm
Coffee
especially
stain,
tired
please.
of realizing that I moved before I hit the R key, which my intention is to hit the R key first so that it can be working on it while I'm repositioning.
Right.
I find that when I do this, I tend to keep my head pointed down. Not so much because I'm, like trying to um, avoid frame rate effects or anything like that, although I imagine I do get a benefit from that.
Sure.
My field of vision is very small, but I tend to do it because it just makes it a lot easier to place if you have the um, the feet of the ones that are already there kind of in the top of your frame, and obviously the ones you are placing right now are in the center of the frame because that's how this game works. And then the bottom of the frame is where you can see you have kind of a visual guide to where you are in the reloading process, for example,
Sure.
by watching the angle of it. And it just kind of works.
My frame rate. I am under 100 of this type. I should still have 1,000 left in my inventory, but
I may have switched at some point because every once in a while I hit the R for too long, and
yeah, that's fair. Yeah, there's not a, like, oh, I'm trying to get all of these ones in the same section and all of
right.
those ones in another. It can be very random, like, no.
Yeah, the method I seem to have hit upon here okay. I can understand that. That sounds like the smart thing to do. Mermal Mom is heading to bed. Yeah, no, the technique that I've kind of taken up is to basically just position my fingers over the R and either D or A key and
Just kind of
just
sidestep.
kind of sidestep, work my way around the perimeter, and so I don't really feel like I have a good a good feel moment to moment for how many we have out.
Yeah.
But then every once in a while I'll stop and uh, oh, I like that one. I've got a rotating one. It's basically, it looks like it's slicing through a rock, like I'm,
Okay.
trying to drill it or something.
Wow. Oh my god. Just try not to move so the frame rate doesn't, like, look even more disorienting.
Heroin is planting them in rocks.
I am curious if they do any damage. Right? Like, if
Yeah.
a bean was walking over top of it, would it harm the bean?
Well, I don't think it would because I don't think beans can take damage at all.
Yeah, they can.
Can they?
Mm-hmm. I know
Oh,
it
I
because
thought
I've
they said.
accidentally harmed them.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe that's a change. I think uh, I think the official wiki says that they can't.
Huh. I thought it was just Norman that can't.
I don't know. I could look it up, but I'm busy placing fireworks.
Yeah, understandable.
Okay, now I believe that the cycle in this game
Uh-huh.
is 45 minutes of day followed by 15 minutes of night.
Okay, so what you're saying is, if we want to do it, now could be a good time.
Maybe in 10 minutes, say, if we
Sure.
want to, gild the lily just a little bit.
Sure. I'm fine with that because my frame rate is not happy, and I think it's still enough to be really obnoxious. Even if we decide that, later on we want to try a more expansive one or try a variation.
I like the idea of a variation doing something that spans a large area of the map, just not necessarily trying to get, coverage beyond how far you can see, but maybe trying to get something that is, see how far away you can see them
Question.
and work to that.
Do you think you could throw them while you were on Norman's back? And have them just kind of float in air the way they do when you drop items? on
That
Norman?
is a really good question.
Could you have a trail of fireworks?
In the sky.
Yes.
I kind of like that
Like, I'm
concept.
just thinking of, like, and if we can't do that, maybe we could at least do them, like, along the tube that goes out to Norma. You know, like on that platform that you built. That could be
It's
a
true.
nice
That would be kind of
long,
nice.
you know, if it's not going to allow them to place them in midair, which they might not. That could be a good alternative.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not seeing. Where is my power pole? Oh, here we go. I must be close enough to it now. Oh, wow. That is a lot of fireworks.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm down to
It's
200 in my, in the things that I'm currently placing. And let me get these sorted so I can find the other ones here.
let's see how many I have. 86, 403, and then have I even dipped into the other ones? And then 500. So we're sitting at just shy of 1,000 in my inventory.
It looks like I've placed 300. I guess I have stayed on the one variety. So you're faster than I am. I'm not sure
I don't
the
really,
difference is.
yeah, I don't really wind up. I don't know if you've been winding up. Once it's finish reloading, that reloading sign goes away.
Uh-huh.
If you just tap left, you don't have to really wind up. You can just kind of place it. That could
It's
be
pretty much, yeah.
okay. So
I
that might
pretty
not
much
be.
just click it, but
Yeah, that might not be it then. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a little quicker. I don't know.
I don't
But
know.
there's only so quick you can be, unfortunately. It is quite annoying. I might change type now.
There's Norman.
Come back soon, Norman. We got a good show for you.
5 minutes, man. 5
Yeah,
minutes.
5 minutes. Exactly. That's probably the most unrealistic thing about using Norman as a bus is that he's very on schedule.
Very reliable. Oh man, this will be pretty impressive.
It'll be
I think.
spectacular, that's for sure.
Actually, I'm wondering if it might be really nice to go up onto the platform going up to Gemini Station and
Yeah, I
look
haven't.
down from there.
Yeah, I haven't
I don't know.
decided. Do I want to be like slightly elevated above ground level? Do I want to be like way up at like one of the stations? Like, what's gonna look best? Let's see here. I think we are
I'm impressed.
most of the way through the night cycle.
Yeah, I think we are. Oh, this.
Oh my god, my frame rate. uh,
Okay. Well, I am down near ground level. I'm trying to think here. Is there?
I
What's the
might want
best way
to.
to record my?
I think I am actually going to go up at least
What's the best?
partial on
Right.
this ramp here.
Okay. What's the best way for me to record? Do I need to go into OBS
Probably
and
OBS.
yeah,
Additional footage would be nice if you're willing to get it, but not necessary as well.
see if I can do it relatively quickly here. Fortunately, I've worked with OBS before.
Right, yeah. I just know we're going to be losing nightlight here.
Yeah, if it hasn't even started to come up yet, as
Okay.
far as I can tell. So this may take too long to set up a recording. I'd love to document it though, because I
Sure.
think I could get a.
I mean, I have a program so that I can switch between. I can switch between. Like, I can download my Twitch streams. Oh, here comes daylight.
I don't know why I can't start recording on here, even though I have it right in front of me.
Well,
We get back to Satisfactory. Oh,
yeah, it's daylight.
there's daylight.
Yeah.
Damn it. Sorry.
It's all good. I guess I will keep placing. Oh, holy cow, this frame rate. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Hello?
Oh, I see. Okay, well, at least I figured out how to do the recording now, so when we are ready. Man, I'm not sure if I want to wait another 45 minutes though to do the
I mean, it was pretty spectacular even in the daylight.
yeah, but still, the nighttime I think is gonna be really, really something.
Yeah.
Okay, I've been wondering where you were, companion cat. Okay, so I have one cat. You know, I very much have not massively different, but I very much have different relationships with the two cats.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of, like, for example, Caboose always comes in the morning and meets me for my shower, and hangs out to get pets. He'll stay between the shower curtains during the whole shower so that he'll be there when I get done, and generally is pretty patient when I am drying off and have not yet opened the shower curtain, but then the moment I do, he wants to be right there to get the pets and all of that. And then Daisy will often wander in and mooch a few of the pets too, but she's typically nowhere near as dedicated to that activity.
To the ritual, yes.
Right. But on the other hand, when I go and sit down at the desk to do some work, or when I sit down on the couch to either do some work on my laptop or play games.
That's when
On
Daisy
the
is,
desktop.
yeah.
Daisy always wants to be here, and she always wants to nestle in right next to me on my right side,
That's very cute.
because she knows that I'm right-hand dominant, and that's where the best pets are.
Right.
And so
Can't
I
get
was
those
kind of
lefty
surprised.
pets.
Yeah. I was kind of surprised that she um, did not come and snuggle earlier, but she's here now.
She had other Daisy things to do.
Bye.
Wow, it is just absolutely chugging. Are you still working on placement as well?
Yeah, I guess there's not much else to do right now.
Yeah. I'm wondering if we're gonna get many people back for Factory Friday. I haven't seen Sherlock or Jonathan for quite a while. And I know Flint's
Yeah.
been busy with a decent amount of
Uh-huh.
stuff, which, you know, people got
And Mr.
lives.
Ocean Inspector hasn't
Yeah, Mr. Ocean
been
Inspector
back.
showed up once, and
I'll ask him about that, by the way, find out if he's just not interested, or if he just Fridays don't work well for him, or
yeah, what the deal
he's
is.
got a girlfriend and a life, or
Right, yeah. Can't be bothered to hang out with us losers anymore.
oh, hi.
Hello. Oh my gosh. It's so slow. Oh, I was like, is it really that bugged that it's not gonna let me keep placing? I'm out of that type of firework. I need to switch to a different kind.
Yeah, I have to admit, I've slowed down on my placement rate quite a bit. I'm not being quite as methodical about it.
It's okay. No worries. I think I've slowed down just a little bit because it's having a little bit more trouble loading each action. Not like terrible, but sometimes the timing's just not quite right and I have to like double click things or wait an extra, half a second sort of a thing. Just enough to make it a little bit more difficult. We're already starting to approach sunset.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I don't think it is 45 minutes 15. I think that may be another thing that I either misremembered from the wiki or has been changed since the
sure.
original.
Yeah, that either one is certainly a possibility, I'm sure. So yeah, it looks like it's probably closer to about 20 minutes, which is still not like crazy frequently, but a lot more reasonable than 45 minutes if you're waiting for night to come back around. Might be a good time since we're starting to get closer if you wanted to try to record it. Make sure that your program's...
Yeah, I have already... Here's what I think I'm going to do since we're getting close to nighttime, and since I really don't want to mess this up.
Sure.
I think I'm going to take a moment, and I'm going to hit Control Escape, and go down here and open up. And this could, there's a slight chance that this could trash my computer, but let's see here. I want to go to, and I can't remember, I want to say it's just like home, and take a quick look because I did a really quick recording.
And just see if it actually
and just
took
take a
the
look
recording.
at that recording. Yeah. And of course, one of the questions that always comes up when something like this is, where did they go to? And I think the answer is there. Yeah, okay. Let's pop that guy open. And like I say, it may crash my whole computer with everything else going on. VLC, a new version is available. We're not gonna download that right now, thank you.
Maybe we can wait on that one.
Didn't really, not much happened in the video, but I do think it.
You do think it recorded it, huh?
I do think it was recording.
Okay.
Maybe I will. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a quick video test.
Not a bad idea.
Okay. And look around, look up, there's Norman. Pan around just a little bit. Look up at Gemini Station. And then Alt-Tab back and stop recording. And then go to... Well, that's weird. It doesn't look like the video is changing of the recording. It looks static. Indeed. Oh, okay, I see what's going on here, I think. Well, no, that should be okay. Take a quick look at properties. Hit OK there. I'm going to start recording. I'm going to shift my focus to Satisfactory and pan around. I'm going to switch back to OBS. I'm going to hit stop recording. I'm going to switch to that and take a look at. There we go. Yes, no, maybe. Yeah, okay. Okay, I got it working now. I'm glad I tested it.
Yay.
All right, so let me decide where I'm going to start. Maybe, yeah, I'll probably start somewhere near here. I'm up on the slight bluff that's above this area.
Is it just me, or is... Wait, is that just the sun still rising? Are we not close to sunset? I'm having trouble telling.
Where is the sun? There's the Saturn.
The Saturn, it's kind of like up and to the right. It's kind of closer to Gemini.
Oh, it's
It's
and there's
partially
the
clouded
Norman.
now. Yeah. Yeah, Norman is gonna fly kind of above it, and
Yeah, that looks like the sun being very high in the sky to me.
yeah. I feel like maybe the weird thing is that's where the moon set, so I guess I expected that that's where the sun was setting, but maybe it was actually rising.
Interesting. Yeah, I have to admit, I think it does look like it's still ascendant.
Ugh. Well, bummer.
Because basically, if you want to know where, straight up is, you basically point at the
space elevator top,
the
yeah.
space elevator, yeah. And it looks to me, as I watch it slowly, like the sun is still heading towards the space elevator.
Okay, you think it's still moving towards the zenith?
I do.
Alright, well, I guess I'm gonna keep placing fireworks.
I want to watch the booms.
I know! Like, don't get me wrong, sure, I'll add more, but I also want to see the results.
Oh, well, that was interesting.
Yeah, I did that earlier too. I had to like go into some menus and pop back out and then try again.
What specifically are you referring to?
to be able to reload and place a firework instead of just pointing to a place of interest.
What did you end up doing to do that?
I think I went into some various menus, like hitting Q and then backing out, making sure I reselect the firework again, and then try reloading. I think that's what did it for me. Maybe not. Maybe cycle through some of the other things in your hand. Come back to it.
I was trying to do that actually, and it didn't work because when I hit the cycle button, oh, it's treating it like the Alt key is being held. There we go.
Okay. It's interesting. Good to know.
Okay. Which is interesting. If you Alt and point at something, you get a distance.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. That could potentially be helpful. Like, how far away is that thing?
Let me point up at Gemini Station here.
I'm gonna point it towards, like, the coal miners, like the coal production way out there.
Gemini Station is 122 meters above us.
The coal station is 274 meters away.
Sun is not non-responsive.
The sun is non-responsive. Oh man, the frame rate's so bad we killed the sun. I do think it's actually closer than last time I looked. But it does look very stagnant now, doesn't it?
Sherlock's factory is 600 meters away. The platform from which we jumped carts is 933 meters away, so it's about a kilometer away.
Wow.
Or nearly so.
Sure.
Interesting. That was a nice find.
Yeah. Okay.
Hi, Norman.
For a moment I thought the sky was darkening, but Maybe not. Nope. I have attached one to you on
Following
accident.
me?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Of course, my frame rate, it's hard to capture you because holy crap is my frame rate in the dumper, but wow. Okay, yeah, there's one like attached to your arm. Interesting. Well, interesting to see what happens when that goes off.
Yeah. I think I see it here. I think it's like a sidewinder. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, the video that I take could be either very impressive or
Very quick.
very disappointing.
Yeah. Alright, I am curious to look it up now.
What's that?
What
The day-night cycle?
Yeah. Daytime is 45 minutes long, nighttime is 15 minutes long, with 30 seconds of complete darkness during each transition. So yeah, it was around 10 o'clock, I think. The last end of the last night cycle. Oops. Why do you think alt is still?
You're suggesting that we're only about 8 minutes away?
Yeah.
I can probably live with that.
I don't want to keep you too long, but because
Right?
yeah, I know how it be. I'm like that sometimes, so I don't want to, keep you to the point of discomfort or, shirking future responsibilities by not getting good sleep. But also, if you're willing to tough it out a little bit longer, we might be able to get some pretty spectacular footage. I have to say, I betcha Josh from Let's Game It Out has an absolute, like, beast of a computer for a lot of the things that he does. And
Imagine he does.
I also wouldn't be surprised if he has a separate computer that is just for capturing. One, so that his computer doesn't have to work extra hard at recording while also taking care of, you know, the intensive abuse that he puts it through with the, you know, as far as games. But also, I'm sure just like if the game crashes or whatever, you know, if it's so much so that maybe it crashes the computer, he wouldn't have necessarily just lost all of his footage or had it become corrupted or anything crazy like that. So, I'm sure if you did things the way Josh did, where you were purposely, like, you know, breaking video games and stuff like that, it might be worth it to not only have your game computer be quite robust, but maybe also to have a second one specifically for capturing.
That would make a lot of sense, yeah.
I guess my backup is that I'm streaming right now, so if for some reason it did something horrendous, like actually crash the computer and you know, stuff like that, it's like I could still pull the footage from Twitch, so, and edit that, which is just what my plan is. So, it would just abruptly end my stream would be the only problem.
Here's my question. Is anybody watching the stream?
Not that I can tell. But that's okay. Because...
That's a shame. Cause
yeah, it's certainly a shame, but
be able to show it off to someone, but...
Oh, yeah. But like I said, my plan is to edit this into a video, so I'm sure a lot of people will get to see it, even if we don't really have a lot of people watching it live. But yeah, I do feel like there is often something special to watching something like this unfold live. There is a Sea of Thieves streamer, at least that's what he primarily plays. He does play some other things, but he primarily plays Sea of Thieves, and in fact, he has certain streams where he dresses up as Captain Jack and even does the whole voice and all of that, and plays Sea of Thieves as Captain Jack. And it's, you know, just a fun little thing he does with his streams. But there was one where they just put as many explosive barrels onto a sloop as they could. And I mean, they got like 350 some barrels or something like that. Like an insane amount. It took them like, I don't know, like 5+ hours to collect all of these barrels and set them off. And, you know, it very much was one of those things where, like, there were people so invested when they realized that they had just been watching this stream for hours, or people would be poking their head back into the stream and going like, oh my god, how many barrels do you have now? And he had a counter on the side so that, you know, because, you know, when you're streaming something like that for 5+ hours, you know, people have lives, so they, you know, a lot of these people are cutting in and out and coming back to see where he's at, and, you know, hoping not to miss the end where he blows up all of this at once. Oh god, it's getting like increasingly hard to place these. Oh, is this... No, maybe not. Where is the sun? Oh, there it is.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, have you continued to place more, or?
I have for the most part, although at the moment I'm doing something a little bit different.
Okay.
And yeah, my frame rate just suddenly really kind of tanked.
I wonder why that could be.
I wonder why.
These early access games, they're all buggy.
Yeah. Okay. So I placed one firework away from all the others,
Okay.
and I have framed a shot where you can't see any of the others. And I think I'm going to start my video with that one firework and then just kind of pan and start to lift and uh and swing around to the others, and then once I'm kind of up and looking at most of them, that'll be about when I would when we can detonate.
Sure.
So I think I've got my shot kind of planned.
Yeah, they're basically just all rotating at this point, too, I've noticed. Why? Who knows?
There's whole sections of them that are rotating now.
Yeah, exactly.
That's interesting. I wonder what the rule is there. Okay. So let me look up. There's the sun.
Oh my god, even looking at the sun is hard. We're making progress. We are slowly getting closer to the...
To bricking the machine or the server or something, yeah.
Well, I mean, sun-wise, I do think it is going down at this point.
Okay. I just thought of a variant here. Yeah. Okay.
Come on, place it. Oh my god. Please. How's that sun looking?
Where do you think we are in terms of numbers?
Well, let's see here. Let's see if I can even get to the storage box that's over here to see how much is left in there.
I unfortunately probably have 1,000 still on my person here.
Let me see how many I have on me. I have about 600 left.
Yeah, I have just over 1,000 right now.
Okay.
Like 1,004. Well, time to place 4.
Yeah, right. And we have 1,000. 1,004 or 500 in there, which means, let's see here, 2,500 plus, what did I say that I had? About 500, so about 3,000. So this is probably close to 3,000 fireworks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you imagine if we had, 2 more people
Oh my
or
god.
more?
I mean, who knows if we get
Placing
to...
them in whatever. Well, I think, if we spread them out more, like,
Might do a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely... The sun is going down. It's just taking its time.
Yeah.
Okay. No sense in not adding a few more.
For a penny and for a pound.
I will say if we were doing this in the future, it might be worth it as well to get a little bit more accurate count as to how many we place.
Yeah.
Like we grabbed exactly this many fireworks and placed them all. Just to make it a little easier. It's starting to look just a little dusky.
Yeah, I'd say so. It doesn't. It doesn't bother drawing the firework being kind of swung around anymore.
Yeah. It's given up, huh?
It's given up.
Oh dear. Alright, finally getting a sunset. Okay. I wonder if it's on the hour that it actually starts. Could be wrong. But we're getting pretty close, and considering how bad my frame rate has gotten, I may start just kind of walking towards the area, even if that means that we need to wait a minute or two once we get there.
Yeah, I think I'm in position here.
Okay. I think
I'm
I'm going to
going
get a little
to-
bit more of a kind of wide shot, whereas, it sounded like you wanted to do more of a close pan to see all of them.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm going to do like a close pan, and I'm going to also be. I see you heading up the ramp there.
Yeah.
Feel free to make yourself a platform if you want. If you want a clear, if railings are an issue.
That actually might not be the worst idea.
So Daisy, you want to come across? Okay. You are familiar with vertical mode, are you not? Maybe you don't have the frame rate to be able to do vertical mode.
I was gonna say, I don't know that doing a different mode is gonna help me much right now. I'm just gonna try not to die by, Okay.
Oops.
I don't even know where I built that one.
That one went onto the bottom of the underside of the Genesis.
Oh. Oh, yep, I see it way up there. Didn't quite take care of it. Oh, I don't really want it that high.
There?
Maybe one lower.
Oh,
Yeah, that's fine.
no. There. Okay.
Okay.
And I'm going to shut off my queue here.
Of course, now it's too tall to build the ramp the way I wanted to, but
Ladder.
I'll just try to go fast, which is hard to do with no frame rate. I need...
Oh, you want me to build a catwalk stair on it?
Doesn't matter, I just need to build something relatively quickly, so I'm gonna get a ladder. I wanna let me build more. Come on, line up, line up. Okay, we'll just... Oh my god. Ugh. No, don't place that, don't place that, don't place that.
Just to the other side. Okay.
Oh my god, such a low frame rate, it's so hard to get up here. Okay. If we can delete what you put here. Okay. Wow,
The only thing
this
is...
is incredible.
Okay. I am going to switch to
Let me know when you're ready.
OBS. And I'm going to start recording and come back here. Okay, so yeah, what's your thinking? Are we there? Do we want to wait a minute?
We're there. I
For
say let's do
darkness?
it before we
Okay.
lose nighttime again.
Okay, so I am going to, let me do kind of my, okay, so like I will probably say this is a fireworks piece in OBS, or in, yeah, not OBS. What are we in? Satisfactory. There we go. And this is approximately 3,000 of them.
Yes. Probably over, actually, because I kept placing them after that count. Alright. Do we want to give it a
This
3, 2, 1?
is a detonator. Okay, whenever you're ready.
Alright, on go. 3, 2, 1, go. Wow. Oh my god, the lack of frames. It's blinding. Well, I mean, this is basically what I wanted. Oh god, how long do you think this is gonna last?
I don't know. I'm actually shifting around here to kind of see where the edges of the cloud are. And
Nowhere
I'm
to
in
be
the middle of it,
seen.
I think. I was gonna say I don't think I can.
Well, pull out your coffee and have a sip while you enjoy losing your retinas. Wow.
Yeah, I just did a 360.
Wow, this is insane. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to like time this when I go back and edit it to see how
Yeah.
long this actually takes. The noise is so interesting too. Oh, it's so obnoxious.
I can't even tell. Like, I backed
There's
up until
Norman.
I-
Norman flying through it. Sorry, buddy.
Oh, there he is. You're right. I see him. Oh, this is awesome.
Man, everyone really messed out on today's episode.
Oh, now I'm in the middle of them. Okay.
Okay, I can start to see some things, like the skate park in the distance. I still see stuff going off, like it's not exactly over, that's for sure. Holy cow, it just keeps going. Wow.
Yeah, at least now I can turn away. Like, I turn over to the arch and I can see arch. And I can see
Oh,
the
yeah.
factory now.
I turn around and I'm seeing Norman here. And things are moving at much more normal speeds, but the frame rate is definitely recovering. Wow.
That is pretty awesome. Good project, Em.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for joining in on that, because that made that extra spectacular. Certainly couldn't have placed nearly as many. I like that they're going off also kind of in phases, so sometimes you get more of one type than the other.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm finally starting to see, like, how many are left, essentially, as well. Because they do, it looks like they go off in the order that they were set, maybe. Yeah. Wow. That's insane.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm looking down at the...
Yeah, at the actual fireworks on the ground.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh,
You can
that
see
is-
we're
that is
almost...
awesome. You can see how they're kind of depleting and
I think that's the last little
and how
bit
they-
there.
oh yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Well, that was several hours worth of work on, but also so satisfying.
So oh yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I guess I'll get rid of this platform now. Don't really need it. All right. And we had fireworks to spare, so...
Okay, high five. Oop. I took a little damage, a little hard landing there.
Oops.
I think I am going to dump off my unused fireworks just so we can so they're
Yeah.
available to whomever.
I am doing the same. Gonna take back my snowballs. And I
Yep.
see you got your Nobelisk.
Yep.
I don't actually know
Okay.
if you looked at what these fireworks look like individually.
You mean if you just fired one off
Yeah, of the different types.
Yeah, no, I have no idea. I've never seen one go off.
Yeah.
I've seen 100 go off. I've seen 3,000 go
Right,
off.
yeah.
I don't know how many that first shot was, but
Certainly probably was a good, few hundred maybe.
yeah.
Okay, so let's see here. So this
Where,
one
where are
is
you
gonna
at?
be a. I'm right here.
Yeah.
This one
Okay.
is gonna be a sparkly. Hey, Norman.
Oh.
So that's the sparkly.
like he's like, I'm under attack.
Yeah. Here is the fancy firework.
Oh, that one does a lot of damage to the frame rate.
Yeah. And then here is the sweet firework.
Okay.
Yeah. I figure we never even really
What?
did that. So.
Okay, I am going to.
You didn't take any damage as far as you can tell either from that one that was stuck to you, right?
No, I don't think I did.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to split off 10 and take them
Yeah.
because I think that I am going to maybe take a minute or two and. Oh, darn, there he goes. I missed him already.
What were you
Well,
hoping to
I
do?
might as well.
Oh, you were gonna try to hop aboard.
Yeah.
While you are working on that, I think I might run over to the firework factory
And see how many more you can go get.
yeah, just to throw in our little chests there.
Our war chest.
Yes.
So, the guy who does Let's Game It Out, what was his name again?
Josh.
Josh.
Yes.
Oh. I seem to have frozen.
You know. Hey there, this is Josh. Welcome back to Let's Game It Out. Today we're playing...
Interesting. My screen just locked up.
Oh.
I'm like part of the way up the ramp to the to the platform. Oh, there we go. I got some motion again. Don't know what that was, but hopefully that was just a temporary thing.
Yeah. Alright, I am running back. We had about 225 of one type, and then the other two there were about 150, so...
How long had you been producing to...
I mean, that's what I did last week on Satisfactory since no one came out to play, so... So it's been marinating for a week. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it came up like several stacks of 500 for each type, so... Which I knew I would need for something of that proportion.
All right, Norman. I see you over there. Heading over to Canyon Station. I stand corrected. I think you've already hit Canyon Station.
Yeah, I think he's already at
Ooh,
Gemini.
I think I just missed him too. I think I just landed badly. Okay, well, let me go over here
I
to
was
the other
gonna say,
platform.
thankfully, you're at the right station for that, so.
Yep. I kind of anticipate a little bit too. Okay. Come on, Norman. Hello, hello. You do realize you have a snowbalisk.
There you go.
Okay, let's see here. So I want to R. I have sparklies. I have a sparkly. That's interesting. I have a sparkly. It appears to be loaded.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I commonly have that where
But-
it isn't showing it in my hand.
Yeah. All right. Goes.
Kind of looked like it fell all the way back to Earth. Or, you know, whatever planet we're on.
I just tossed one overboard too.
Yep. Yeah, they're going all the way to the ground.
Okay, well, it's still not a terrible way to distribute them, I would say.
Sure. If you just want to cover various parts of a huge area like this.
Or want to mark out the path of a Norman or a Norma. Now here's where we get to find out. Oops, except I'm kind of locked up again.
Oh, that one landed in air. Do I need to throw it at Norman's back, essentially?
I threw one that fell right through Norman's back.
Oh, weird. So just that one. Yeah, the rest seem to be just kind of like sliding off him. Which is fine. But I thought I had cracked the code for a minute.
Yeah. Shenanigans. Canyon. Lovely bluff over there. Oh, except that that's my last one. I think I'd rather drop it onto the...
Alright, I'm gonna get off at Gemini. Actually, I think I'm gonna blow them now.
Oh, well, wait a minute. I'm not in position to look. You gonna get off at Gemini?
Yeah. I'm not sure I could even see them anyways. Yeah, I think we might
Okay,
just be
well.
out of range. Interesting. Okay, well that was a good experiment. Either out of range to see them or just out of range to fire them, maybe. Who knows?
I have to admit, I don't see anything going off here. It's interesting. Well, now we go wandering around. I still wonder because I couldn't really tell if yours and mine were going off separately, if you will. So we'll need to do some more experiments, but
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely think we should invite the others to come play fireworks with us sometime.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will. What's the best way? Can I Google Drive my video file and?
That is probably the best way for us to do it without physically passing like a hard drive or a thumb drive or something.
Yeah.
That's usually how I do it. Like if I record anything with Jesse from Car Bomb, or even if I need to record my own audio for the podcast and send it, I usually just do it through Google Drive. In fact, I will go to DMs and usually I have most people send it to this one.
Take a look here and see if I can. Containing folder. Now called open file location. I'm still not used to that.
All right.
Okay. It does start a little slow here, as I wanted to make sure I had my fingers over the right buttons and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But then I finally started to pan.
All right. Well, I think that's where I'm gonna call it today for the stream. And so, thank you guys for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed our firework display, and we will see you next time.